I am extremely lucky to have the opportunity to go to Austin, Texas for the Cybertruck delivery event, and I wanted to take you guys with me so I can show you exactly what it's like. Now, I have a lot of content that I need to film for a couple of different sources, including Meet Kevin, so some of the video is going to be horizontal, some of it's going to be vertical. I really apologize for that. I know it's a little bit annoying, but you'll be fine. You'll deal with it. I am so grateful and so excited for this opportunity, so let's just go.
So I showed up a little bit early because I wanted to make sure there was enough time to see everything, and first thing we had to do was wait in line to get checked by security, and then we were given our passes and put on a bus to take us directly to the Gigafactory. On the way there, we actually saw quite a bit of Cybertrucks.
Oh, another one!
This is what my pass looked like, and I'm pretty sure it's the same alloy that the Cybertruck is made of.
So I guess if you win the raffle, you get one of these shareholder passes, or you can, I guess, pay to win with one of these referral ones.
I was extremely excited at this point to be standing outside of the Gigafactory. This was absolutely massive, and I noticed even though most people were walking straight in, they actually had some Cybertrucks on the right side available for viewing. I'm almost positive one of them was Elon's truck because I'm pretty sure there was a dent on one of the doors that resembled the arrow that Joe Rogan fired at it.
I wish I could express how cool these look in person, even when they're all muddy. Maybe even especially when they're this muddy. Very short hood. Triangular shaped mirrors here. Hopefully easy to take off. So tempting, I don't know if I should do this. I'm walking up to the truck and I see a Tesla card key in the center display. And I feel like if I push to open the door, it'll open, but I don't want to get kicked out of the event. What should I do?
Upon walking inside, we were greeted by the castings and the giant chassis of the Cybertruck.
All right, tell me what's behind us.
Okay, so you have the biggest car, car with the biggest castings in the world. This is the front casting. Behind me is the rear casting. So we have a completely stainless steel car over here that it gets pretty simplified. We pretty much put front and rear together with the sides. And then back there we have the battery with the seats on. Behind you we have the drive unit and the doors that we put together over here. It's a pretty amazing engineering on this.
Incredible. So this is the front drive unit for the Cybertruck, and if you know, a lot of trucks have diffs that enable off-roading. Apparently it says this one has an electromechanical differential lock for off-roading. This thing produces over 300 horsepower by itself. Look at this. Freaking Cyber seats. Look how different that is from the normal Tesla seats. It's a little more angular. Even the little side buttons are more angular. Very cool.
This is here's the door. And we've got. Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh damn! Dude, you're not doing anything to that. How's your fist? It's pretty black.
Cool. This is cyber water, which is different than regular water, right? Cannot confirm nor deny. So apparently this is the end of the line for the Model Ys coming out over here where they do their final inspection. Meanwhile, over here on the right, we have the beginning of the Cybertruck.
So the machines for the day were kind of set up in a demo mode to show you exactly what it looks like to assemble. Like in this case, they're putting on the front windshield of the Cybertruck, but they weren't actually installing it. They just kind of did this demonstration over and over to give you an example.
Hi. So what you're seeing here is our front subframe. So this is gonna pretty much build the whole suspension of the car. It's gonna mount the motor to it and prep it for the marriage section, which has everything pressed up into the car. It gets mounted to the battery and then pressed up into the car where it finishes down final line.
So did you hear access?
So much like the Texas-made Model Ys, which use the 4680 cells, the Cybertruck also uses 4680 cells, and they are also structural battery packs.
Correct. No, so now you're on a monorail system. You see the monorail system? And you have the moving slats of air from the operator system.
So the stamping of these parts is done on the other side of the factory, and then they move them over here and assemble them on this assembly line. How cool is that? Sandy Monroe following me around the Gigafactory. This is basically the best day of my life. You saw it here first, Model 2 confirmed.
You can build one easily. Cybertruck. Sandy wants a golf cart with a stolen Cybertruck.
Nice. Tell me about this. What do we have going on here?
Yeah, we were talking air suspension and dual valve dampers and steer-by-wire. So our first implementation of steer-by-wire, we've been working on it for 6 years, so like it's been a long time coming. Adaptive dampers dynamically can adjust rebounding compression, dynamically adjust ride height with air springs. So it's pretty sophisticated. It's like about the most technology we've ever thrown.
So with steer-by-wire now, is it going to be like the Toyota Lexus when you're going at a slow speed, it takes less of a turn of the wheel?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And it's pretty transformative. Like, especially in a truck, it really changes the character, and I think people are really going to like it.
Hold this up.
We just finished the delivery event, and I've got a couple of things to say. Look-wise, I know some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. Regardless, it's unique, it's noticeable, and as far as a marketing perspective, that's very, very good. Delivery-wise, I think they did about 30 deliveries or so today. It's expensive of a truck, which I'm not really a fan of. The Cybertruck, the Beast one, the highest quality one, that's worth just over $100,000, and it's worth noting that on top of it being an expensive truck, it also costs Tesla more money to make than it's actually worth, which means for shareholders, we're looking at a negative EPS with this moving forward. Regardless, the specs on it are really, really impressive as far as performance. The 0 to 60 is like 2.6 seconds. Now, I noticed the towing capacity is 11,000 pounds on each of these trims, and that's the same as the Rivian and some other competitors. So I'm wondering if that has more to do with some sort of artificial limitation, like maybe a government law or something like that. But I feel like the truck should be capable of doing more. Maybe that's just the most that they can advertise it as. Now, the range is a little bit lower than expected, too. The long-range model being 340 miles, 320 for the Beast mode as expected. But when they were advertising it as a $70,000, 500-mile truck, that's something that would have been worth it. Now, I don't know, man. In my opinion, I see this a little bit more as like a street-legal Mars rover, if that makes sense, than an actual truck, right? It's almost like a new category. But anyway, it was an amazing event. The tour I got through the factory was fantastic. I have no doubt this truck is going to be a success. It's just a little bit different than what I was expecting going into it. Oh, it looks like he got a little nervous. Look at that. Really happy about that. It's having an accident. So a couple of things I'm noticing here. Number one, the fingerprints that are being left behind are quite obvious. That's going to be probably an issue if a lot of people are coming and touching your truck. Two, I do see that they kept the single windshield wiper design. These wheels look absolutely sick. They're going to come in a couple of different sizes. These look like the 20-inch ones. And wish I could go inside, but it looks like they actually closed the door on us because they're trying to start production by 6 o'clock local time, and it's about 3:30 right now, so they will be hammering these out. We got a couple of local celebrities here doing their YouTube thing. It's been a fantastic event. I mean, I can't say anything bad about this event. fingerprints. Man, I want to get in so badly, man, but they're closed it down because they're going to be resuming production here at 6 p.m. local time. Rear door as well. Didn't notice this at first, really subtle detail, but over here in the front panel of the Cybertruck, this is actually one of the Foundation series as marked right there. Maybe it'll be better with the shadow, yeah. I don't know. It's there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. This is what it looks like with the bed open. And we have the lights on the side as well, so this can be viewed from the side because you don't get to see the taillight profile from the side of the truck up here. The bed of the truck, a little bit bigger than expected actually, and perfectly flat. I know there were complaints about this being too much of at an angle and not enough like utilitarian storage in here, but it actually looks perfect. And here it is with the back up, but with the tonneau cover off. The little buttresses on the side might get in the way as far as storing some things, but I don't think the storage is as small as some people have made it out to be. I think this is 6 foot by 4 foot over here. Oh, what can I say? This has been an absolutely insane event. I'm so glad I got to come here. The truck looks unique. The truck looks amazing in person. It's such a badass machine. I really want one, but I can't really justify it. As far as utility, I don't know if it's the most utilitarian truck, but it's definitely a statement piece. And again, I like to think of it more of a street legal Mars Rover than I do a pickup truck. Anyway, man, look how cool these things look from behind. This whole factory is insane. It's so cool to be here in person. Walking out of the factory, this has been one of the coolest tours, one of the coolest shows I've ever been to. Again, thanks to me, Kevin, for the opportunity. I know there are a lot of other people who've probably released videos. Basically, everyone here had their phone out, so I really appreciate you watching mine. They kind of are ushering us out, saying the last shuttle is going to be leaving here at 4 o'clock. Which isn't like 10 minutes, but honestly, if I have to walk all the way back to the hotel, totally worth it. I mean, look at this. Isn't this like the craziest factory that you've ever seen? I don't know. This is like Disneyland. I mean, this is the happiest place on earth. I don't want to leave. And despite this place being flooded by thousands of people like me to see, they are still continuing deliveries on the Model Y. This is the last section of the Model Ys coming out for one final bit of quality control, and the beginning of the Cybertruck production line going out that way. Absolutely insane. Been looking everywhere for this thing, and sure enough, here it is. We have the satin black finish Cybertruck. This looks so cool. Hell, this should all come out of the factory this way, man. This is absolutely beautiful. Also, panel gaps. I don't know what y'all smoking. It's not as bad as y'all making it out to be, unless this is a different one than the one that showed up in Malibu. How absolutely cool. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you like this more than the regular one? Because I'm not gonna lie, I think it should just come out of the factory in satin black. This is beautiful. Just like the other Teslas, you have the B-pillar camera there. And then the one in the front is actually on the fender of the wheel well right there, the front camera. I think this one might have a little bit of front window tint. Not sure if that's legal in Texas, but definitely not in California. I don't know, maybe it's because the sun is hitting it just right, but this to me is as beautiful as it gets. That's insane. Okay, so this is the tent I've been curious about. This is an accessory that Tesla is selling directly. This goes into the trunk section of the Cybertruck. Here's the side profile just to give you a little bit of a perspective. The thing I'm curious about is, I don't know if this is going to be climate controlled. Maybe it's going to have its own climate that you could plug into the trunk, but it doesn't seem to share climate with the cabin. Also, it does seem to be a little bit off of the floor of the truck bed there. So, I don't know, kind of a bunk bed situation. Very interesting, very cool, but not exactly what I expected. I think that's some happy customers driving away with their trucks. Interior. Everything's a little more angular. Got the rear screen here. The back seat's folded up. Make room for some storage.
Yeah, it is.
As much as I love it, I wasn't in the market until I found out they actually make one in my size, so I don't know, maybe I will be picking one up after all. This is the one that was impact tested. This did a front crash, I believe at 30 miles an hour. I could be wrong with that. I mean, I guess the crumple zone did exactly what it was supposed to. If this was this versus another car, who do you think would win? crazy that even though the glass is significantly cracked, it hasn't absolutely shattered, and that must be the nature of the glass here. Look at that. The rest of the truck seems to be pretty stable as far as frame. Well, actually, now that I mention it, this door looks like it's protruding a little bit higher up, and then there are some cracks in the back glass as well. And then next to this crash-tested guy, we have the infamous Tommy gunned one. Wow, not even penetrating through.
Yeah, me too. I haven't done anything yet for a while.
Finished off the day by going to this cool after party. I might have snuck my way into the VIP section, and there might have been an after party, but I can't tell you much about that. That was honestly one of the coolest days ever. Thank you guys for coming with me. Thanks for watching the video. As cool as I think the truck was, I wasn't planning on buying one, but the more I look at it, and after that whole day, like, I kind of really want one. I don't know what I should do. Maybe a third Tesla won't hurt.